Hi, guys.
We have 3 people.
So that's fine.
We're random today.
Yes, very much so. I just got off work and was chilling, and he goes, "Hey, you want to do that show we were talking about?"
That Dahmer show.
And I was like, "Well, I wasn't planning on it."
Who wants to come in here and show empathy for Dahmer?
All right.
He wasn't a bad guy. He just needed some friends to keep his friends.
There's an aspect of that, but
forever.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with some trigger warnings.
There is.
Fair use.
I want to read it. Okay, fine. Whatever. You read it.
Want to read it?
No, I can't read, okay?
I know. That's
I just pretend. I look at words, and every now and then I get them right.
Under the fair use, another author may make limited use of the original author's work without asking permission, pursuant to 17 U.S. Code 107. Certain uses of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research, is not an infringement of copyright.
We are researching stuff right now.
So, first and foremost, something that I would like, I'm triggered!
Triggered.
I'm triggered that I'm early!
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
This guy. This Tyler guy
right
here. Now we got to do a 15-hour show because Tyler showed up at the start.
Nobody have to go pee, guys.
I'm gonna have to go pee.
Nobody need to go pee.
Showed up to Sworn Evil yesterday and was like, "Hey," and then Tyler's like, "I gotta go, guys. I gotta go pee." And we're like,
and I was like, "No, you're not allowed."
No, bro, you're staying. We're doing this. We just showed up.
I gotta share this out because I don't think anybody really expected us to go live.
It was very random. It was our old namesake.
It was very random, showy.
Yep.
So let us add this to a few people.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally sent it to some random people. But hey, whatever! You guys, come on in!
Come on in, the water's fine.
Go get it, fuckers. I got my popcorn. Buy our popcorn!
Buy our popcorn.
Buy my popcorn!
Buy my popcorn. We have, could we do a salty balls flavor or something like that? Oh.
Would it be like salt and vinegar?
Salt and vinegar flavor?
Called salty balls.
It'd be fucked up. Probably would sell.
Can we do chocolate salty balls?
No, we'll get in trouble with South Park for that one. Hey, well, those guys don't fucking mind stealing shit, so.
Can we call them put them in your mouth and suck it?
I think you can. Come on, put them in your mouth and suck it.
Put them in your mouth and suck it.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls, baby.
Well, considering Isaac Hayes did not have that high of a voice.
No, he didn't. I don't even have that high of a voice. I just learned how to sing in falsetto because my balls are in your purse.
Spooky.
It's a spoople.
So you know what? Something that I want to mention already here. Oh, wrong one. Here we go, guys. So we are now, as of yesterday, in the voting phase. Go to psychobunnydc.com and start voting for the costumes that are on our page.
We're not giving out money or anything like that. We're giving out
prizes and merch.
We're giving out candy corn to all you guys.
Candy corn and merch, guys. You see, I even put candy corn in the ad. And a lollipop. Because I like lollipops. But yes, go start voting, and the winner will be announced on the 21st. And you're going to get Psycho Bunny, Roots Bleed Red, whatever merch, We
got some
stickers coming on the way.
We got some lewd photos of Tyler F. and Wes, and we're going to give that out. I'm kidding.
We titled it Just the Tie.
Just the Red Tie. That's what we titled it.
I don't know why she's saying she won. She didn't even win anything. She didn't even win at life. Meow just got here. Meow Tiosa.
Hey, Calvin.
Hello, Calvin.
What's going on?
So I guess let's start with just saying
honestly, if you guys,
spoilers.
There's Jeffrey Dahmer. He there is spoilers here. He did do it. I'm just letting you guys know.
Spoiler alert on these. We're going to be kind of talking about the show. Not that kind. I bought the popcorn to eat.
Oh,
not to make extra money out of my wallet for nothing in return.
that's how we.
Not to take extra money.
That's how we do things in our at Psycho Bunny. Now we pyramid scheme the shit out of everybody.
Scheme something.
Yeah.
Off of a program that everybody can use.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, that's the only way to do it these days, right?
I think it is. I mean, it is the American way. Now I have freaking what's that band called? Oh, I can't think of the name. Sacred Reich. That band's fucking rad.
I'm over here going MLM. It's an MLM, multi-level marketing.
Okay, if you guys ever seen Encino Man, the metal band that's on there, do I can't think of the lyrics right now. It's something American way. Sacred Reich's fucking rad.
Sacred Reich, they're fucking awesome. Yeah. But we cannot forget the Lone Rangers.
It's plural. Yeah. There's 3 of you. There's only supposed to be 1.
It shouldn't be plural.
Another one of what's his face? Harold Ramis. Yeah. That movie's fucking rad. I fucking loved Airheads. And
Airheads is the best.
It's good. It's good all the way through. Put the monster away. Pip's my man with the gun.
You're not exactly low.
Fucking Steve Buscemi is so rad in there. Like, I mean, and that's a Reagan Youth song. If you guys ever listen to Reagan Youth, Degenerate, that song is fucking rad. It's even better as Reagan Youth because Reagan Youth's fucking rad. But to have them to actually make that song and actually have like, I know it wasn't Brandon Reisner who was singing it. Maybe it was Reisner. Frazier. Why did I say Brandon Reisner's one of my old friends from high school?
I ain't farting on no snare drum. Yeah. I might.
Freaking what's his face? I can't think of the names right now. Plays Tommy Boy. He died from a speedball overdose. Chris Farley. He's all filling. They asked for a freaking helmet full of cottage cheese, and he just the one of my favorite scenes in that movie is he's just filling the helmet up with cottage cheese. Hi, Susan.
You're fine. We're like 10 minutes in and haven't done anything yet.
We're about to give out photos of Tyler and his red tie.
It's only his red tie. He's only wearing the red tie. That is it. So, guys, like we said, the Psycho Bunny OnlyFans,
the shit
is on sale right now.
He's gonna send us pics of Crazy Boy in that red tie
for scurry.
So you motherfuckers want to see? You want this? Fine.
Remember, it's the $9.99 a month special. Code word scurry face, and this time we have the red tie. That's a great way to test your tone on the snare drum. If it doesn't ring, tighten the screws.
Right?
Never
unless you're Lars Ulrich on
the bass drum.
Unless you're Lars Ulrich during Saint Anger recordings, that snare drum was absolutely weird. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Metallica fan, and that album still sticks in my head.
Hey, Len, but never fart on a snare drum. Fart on the bass drum.
You got to bend over in an awkward position for that one.
We totally have an OnlyFans. It's where I do the topless shows. Woo! Okay.
All right.
Y'all are so getting me, but only tie.
That's what I said. We're talking shit right now. We're gonna get
simply Tylos.
They're like, why is there a candle here? This is actually.
It's a whole new spread.
Like, this is actually a really good photo, man.
We set the scene.
Is that a scented candle he has?
The scent is polyester and cotton and red dye.
Why did they get an image of freaking Danzig from Portlandia in my head? Just billabong.
She's not lying. I'm only slightly teasing. I do have a show called Topless Horror.
Yeah,
but you guys are gonna have to find it.
You guys are gonna have to pay for that shit.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Or get me when I'm drunk. I'll send you tickets.
Take my money now. No disrespect to Vigo.
I will. I'll sell.
Hello, you two. I'm only here for the boobs. Oops, I mean ghosts.
I'm only here for the tig old bitties.
Okay.
That's how we roll here. I mean, that's how we look. The numbers are going up 13 now. You shook your boobs and it went up.
Lori, how
Lori.
are you? I'm so glad you guys had. Lori, well, you posted it, so I'm going to say a little something about it.
Or tell
something happened at her haunt, but it wasn't at her haunt. It was outside of it. And these guys went into action and they kicked ass at it, and they're all safe. And all the patrons, all the haunt actors, all the security guards, all safe. And you guys are fucking killer. Kudos to you. I'm glad you guys are safe. I'm sorry for the PTSD it may have caused.
I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at what Tyler said.
I know. That all depends on how tight your brown starfish is to be farting on a bass drum. No disrespect. What the fuck? I was scared the BOC started one. And the numbers go up.
The BOC.
I want to do topless horror. You can join me.
I've
I'm
got
always
no problem with
looking
this.
for people.
And this is where we sexually harass our fans.
Yeah, I'm so glad everybody was safe. Talking to the girlfriend, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello, Slippy.
Slippy, what's going on, man?
Tell the girlfriend hello for me. Tell her she's beautiful and awesome. Can I do topless articles or a topless rock band? You could. I mean, you just wouldn't get in as much trouble as I do.
Look, okay, if you do topless rock band, you got to do like the weird Iggy Pop pose because he's crippled for some odd reason, and there's no reason why he stands like that, but you have to do that pose whenever you do rock band. It's Iggy Pop's pose.
Scurry tits or titty face.
Scurry tits. You want to be a part of Scurry Face, don't you?
Yes. I'm sorry, Tyler, but hashtags fuck Scurface.
You want to be a star, don't you?
I'm laughing at
we came in here tonight to critique Dahmer, and we're talking tits.
What happened, Susan? Oh, long story. Yes, I would do this. Topless tandem skydiving.
You have great.
I might knock some people out there.
You have great,
including myself.
Can I say this? You have great fucking boobs. Amazing boobs. The best boobs I've ever seen in my life. But your titties will end up in your armpit if you're doing topless skydiving.
Thank you. I'm proud of how it was handled. I'm very glad no one was hurt or worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can I be the host? Go ahead. You may. Fuck Scurface.
Scurface.
Guys, hashtag fuck Scurface. Because we don't know who Scurface is in reality. Titty face is better than taser face.
Taser face.
Great New York boobs.
Can I bring? Okay, taser face reminded me of something earlier. Now, well, let's not talk about 31. That was a great. I was greatly disappointed.
Too stoned to be watching that movie.
If you guys didn't know, today I was looking through YouTube before I was producing Mikey's show, Out of the Ordinary, and as Mikey came into the backstage, I always have like YouTube playing to make sure sound works and all that other stuff, and they can hear stuff, I can hear stuff. Well, I was on what is this? Okay, by the way,
I'm really making patches and shirts to sell with that.
That's how you do it, man.
Damn right. You know I'm going to be buying those shirts. Just like we have shirts that say cult member.
We have shirts that
say psychic and full of voodoo.
Yeah, we have everyone who wants to talk shit about us. We make a shirt out of you guys, no joke, and we make money off you guys. Hey, Tyler Fleming, what's going on, man?
Hi.
But real fast,
be interviewing this guy soon.
This is gonna be awesome. Real fast though, I was flipping through stuff, and Ryan Reynolds put out a new thing for Deadpool 3.
I love Ryan Reynolds.
But it's fucking cool because they're like, he went through this whole spiel, and he's wearing the gray Deadpool costume, and he's typing and all that stuff. But then it gets to a point where he's like, I have nothing. I don't know what to do. And then Hugh Jackman walks by, and he's like, I do have one thing we can do. He's like, hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time? And Hugh Jackman goes, yeah, well, sure, why not? And it literally cuts to the Deadpool logo and the adamantium claws going through it. I was like, dude, if they do this, if the MCU does this and puts Hugh Jackman and actually has him as Wolverine in Deadpool 3 and it's rated R as fuck,
I'm down.
I'm down as fuck. I am definitely going to be like watching that. I love
Nadine,
Deadpool.
Forgive me. I haven't.
Oh shit.
We had it all packed up, and I know we were already late on that.
Nadine, I will get it out to you this weekend.
She's getting more than a shirt from this one.
She's getting titty pics too.
If you want, you're gonna get more of a shirt than a shirt out of this one. I have it packed up, and then we got fucking sick, like royally sick, like took us out sick. It was bad. So yeah. I know, excuses. Wait, what? Wait, what? What?
Wait, what?
What happened?
I think he's making reference or talking. I think Tyler's talking about me. Look it up. The new they did on YouTube. They did Ryan Reynolds was talking about the new Deadpool, and he's typing it out and all this other stuff. And then like he literally says, I have nothing, honestly, guys. I really can't think of anything to do for the MCU. And then he's all, but I do have one thing. And right when he says that, Hugh Jackman starts walking by in the background, and he goes, hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine again? And Hugh Jackman says yes.
No, fuck Deadpool. You said
titty fucking, that's how much of a nerd I am. I'm like, hey, Deadpool.
You know what? No shame in my game. I will even sign them.
Sign your titties?
Yeah, my own titty pics.
It's all freaking, it's all backwards and in crayon.
Well, it's also going to be one printout per boobie. But, you know.
You have so much titty that you could have 20,000 names on your boobs.
I should do a show where I just write people's names on my boobs.
I've got no problem with that. I think we can make some money out of that.
So we're doing good. I hope you're doing well. Well, if you're sending teddy pics. You know, no shame in my game, guys. Like I said, topless horror, look it up.
I would say, well, there I was going to say, well, you can go try to find some, but you're also going to see my dick too.
That too. So if you guys are interested.
If you're interested in this, if you guys are in, look, I just really need to show my dick, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm just kidding.
It is only quality if it's signed in fuchsia crayon. Thank you.
Well, one of the letters have to be backwards, though.
How do I sign my name backwards?
I can write
A-K backwards.
I can write upside down and backwards. That's the weird shit I can do. That's pretty much it.
Hurricane, are you out in that area?
Oh yeah.
Be safe, please. It's about to hit hard tomorrow, like just the tropical storm part of it in like Georgia, I know, but I know it's hitting landfall now. Stay safe. Boom. All right, so let's get into cannibalistic serial killers.
Cannibalistic hookers and the men who
love
them.
Shit. Oh, you're like right in the path. Stay safe, please. Yeah. I am watching Jim Tortilla while watching y'all.
What is Jim Tortilla?
Do tell.
I'm curious.
What pray tell is this?
We talk about tortillas all the time here in California because they're like a staple. Staple. They're a staple.
They're a staple. Bong and a pancake, smoke and a blitz. All right, no, smoke and a pancake.
No, but honestly though,
bong and a blitz.
Cannibalistic hookers and the men who love them. That's what we're talking about today.
Actually, vice versa.
Cannibalistic
men and the hookers who love them.
And the men they abduct.
Okay. I had a teacher in high school that taught me to write backwards. I can write backwards.
I can read upside down and backwards, all that stuff. I'm fucking weird like that. I guess it's the dyslexia and the ADHD, you know. But then again, I also watched the movie Percy Jackson, and I honestly
Saturday now for GA? Okay. Stay safe.
So we are on for recording this Thursday. I'm kidding, Susan.
Looking forward to your first hurricane. It'll be fun. Honestly. Fuck, I can't spell his name. The bald crazy fucker who stands in the middle of storms.
Oh, the dude who freaking like they were playing Slayer, like he was playing Slayer and all that stuff and had the American flag. Oh no, that's a metalhead dude. I don't know.
I'm all fucking Slayer.
fucking Slayer.
Me too.
So
I'm in Jacksonville. Oh gosh, wow.
Kicking it like Buffalo Bill. That's a terrible song.
Talking about the hurricane in Florida gives us a break from talking about the strange man in Florida who did something stupid.
A lot of strange men.
Which one?
There's a lot of them. There's a dude who wrote 2 books. He did a whole bunch of fucking stupid shit.
He might be on 3 now. I don't know, but it involves a lot of like setting his own shit on fire.
We are never going to talk about Dahmer, are we? We're just going to keep going on to this.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I can read whole paragraphs backwards. Makes less sense though.
I can read topless paragraphs backwards.
Even if I have to do it from Oz, we're going to do it on Thursday. He signed my yearbook backwards. Told me to read it in a mirror. That's interesting.
Rez! What's going on, man?
Hey, Rez!
So anyway, Dahmer.
Estrella! Hi, my
Hello.
love. All right. Wait, which one? What?
We
Rez! Got booted. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Now let's not start that.
No, the
shit
numbers are
again.
going up.
Dahmer's titties. Dahmer's back to titties.
Okay, let's get into this. So
okay, Dahmer and titties at the same time.
I don't think Dahmer liked titties.
Actually, a lot of gay men love titties.
I don't think he liked titties.
A lot of gay men love titties.
Love the dick, though.
I also had a kid. I just got to tell this story. So today, I let one of the little ones ride on my shoulders while we were
Can
like
you
swimming through water.
What you do for your work before you just start saying that? It's pretty fucking bad if you don't.
I'm a swim instructor. I teach children how to swim. And one of the kids jumped on my back and I was like swimming underwater and had them out of the water, right? And I stand up and she reached over and goes and jumps off my back and swims. And I was like,
Badooch.
what the fuck just happened? Like,
She's serious.
this is what happens.
This is how cops show up at our door.
What's next, Hex? What's next, dog?
Okay. Love the D. He did. Painted one of them silver. That's actually true.
So we're going to critique a show. And there's going to be some spoilers. We're going to try not to spoil a lot. I mean, it does a decent job following things.
What I want to no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
At first.
The first episode.
First, like 3 or 4 episodes are pretty accurate, with the exception of a few key things. One
of the coolest things that they did with this series is that they Tarantino'd it. What is it?
That sounds about right for a work environment of yours. Yeah.
No, but one of the things they did with Dahmer is they Tarantino'd it. And like they start off at the end, and then
how are there spoilers?
Exactly. We already know exactly everything that happened. Well, they did change some stuff, and one of the still waiting for. I keep forgetting to do that. One of the things that bothered me about it they didn't get the rights. I don't think a lot of the people actually gave the rights to be in it. So, what's her face?
Pamela Bass.
Pamela Bass is
the actual neighbor.
If you've seen it, and then the what's her face plays the one who supposedly lived near him.
Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash plays what's her name? What's the chick's name in it though? I can't remember.
Glinda Cleveland.
Cleveland actually lived in the house.
I was going to get into that.
Yeah.
So let me get into that, because that was my biggest gripe. I was going to talk about. Hold on, getting my hair back up. I would have left it down, but it's kind of messy.
It's kind of warm in here right now too.
So here's the issue that I had. They kept acting as if Glinda Cleveland was his direct next door neighbor.
And
this is not true. The direct next door neighbor was named Pamela Bass.
And
it wasn't just her who was complaining about the smells. Now, mind you, she was the one that had the worst coming into her room.
She was directly next to him. That's why.
And she would hear the screams through the vents. And she did call quite often, but she wasn't the only one in the apartment complex that was calling. Also, there is a scene where he gets all threatening about a sandwich. This
Dahmer
is
was
not the case.
Dahmer was never threatening with any of his neighbors. He was actually pretty nice to everybody, with the exception of the people he killed.
He tried to feed them all some long pulled pork sandwiches.
He also, well,
or pulled long pork sandwiches, if you want to call it that. He would deliver it to them, and he would try to get them to eat it. But people were kind of turned off by the smell in his apartment, so they were pretty keen on just tossing it.
Yeah.
Glenda Cleveland does have an actual role.
She
in all of this. She
so Conrack, she was the one who actually, her and her daughter did,
and daughter's cousin.
They did. He did come up to him, and he was all bloody and all that stuff from a hole in his head and all.
They had just drilled a hole right.
He just did.
He had just drilled a hole in his head and put some hydrochloric acid mixed with boiling water into the hole.
You guys, the thing is, people have to understand is that she didn't live next door to him. Is what we're saying here. She
lived in the apartment complex directly across the street,
and she never moved from that place. She stayed in that place the entire time up until she died.
She didn't sit there going, "The noise." Nothing like that, because she didn't hear any of the damn noises.
Now, it is pretty traumatizing to, to actually have someone come up to you like that, and then understand. Then a couple weeks later, he gets popped for keeping a whole bunch of bodies in his room, who was across the street from you. But she never smelled anything, never experienced any of the sounds. But then in the show, they're portraying her as like, oh my god, I was directly there. I have PTSD from this, and she was traumatized. She was traumatized by what she experienced, but at the same time, she was awarded. She really was awarded like
all these crazy hero
awards, and it was like, dude, you literally lived across the street. You were just that nosy person at the end, and then you injected yourself into everything.
Yeah. So Tyler says, from what I read, he wasn't confrontational.
He actually, and then
he did fuck with people when he got into prison.
He made jokes.
It was his sense of humor that really did piss off a few people.
But that's prison life. That's just how that goes. You're not going to be friends with anybody in prison. But he, for the most part, he was actually a model prisoner.
Yes,
once they actually got him on the proper meds, he did kind of start changing things around, and actually, he didn't understand. He couldn't comprehend feeling what other people felt.
And like no empathy.
But he did start realizing after he was on the proper meds that it wasn't right. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And the one thing that was true is he even said, I'm not insane or anything like that.
Because he kept saying, I will. The only way that I can actually make up for the things that I've done, I deserve to die. He really did say that. Yeah. I deserve to die for the things I've done.
And this is, mind you, they did start during the trial. They did start getting him on the proper meds.
Yes,
it wasn't in prison. They started getting him on everything like that. And it's one thing that I keep saying about Dahmer. Sorry.
So Nadine says, I'm on the last episode. The Tony episode broke my heart because he was really looking for love. Okay, we'll get back into that in a second here. Okay, I'll just keep it started because I want to address that one, because that one.
It's not just it's how the show portrays him, and one of the things that people had an issue with is that they're trying to say he was show him in a better light and make you feel empathy for him. The thing is
it's his reality.
Well, no, real empathy is actually being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And one of the biggest complaints about this is they're like, oh, you can't feel empathy for a serial killer or anything like that.
Why can't you?
No, I think you can.
Yeah, why can't you?
I think you can actually, and this is really like, this is FBI profilers and stuff like that. This is how they actually find people, and they figure out how they do things. They put themselves in their shoes and they try to figure out why they did things, or they go from there. And the one thing with Dahmer is he's very, very, very tragic. If they would have got him on the proper meds and got him the proper help when he was younger, as a kid, he probably would have just been a weird guy working at a chocolate factory. He wouldn't have done any of the stuff that he did.
One of the things that I always found interesting about Dahmer is he was creative. There was obviously some mental issues there to begin with, but His mother being awarded custody and then ditching him because he was old enough and who fucking cares in her eyes.
That was accurate.
That was accurate. The fact that the dad inadvertently abandoned him, but it was not intentional. And then he came back to say hi and realized, oh my God,
you've been living alone here for like 3 or 4 months.
3 months. And he was like, where's your mom? I don't know. She said she'd be gone for 2 weeks. How long has it been? 3 months. You've been living here by yourself, going to school, doing this for 3 months. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And that's when he acquired his real drinking habit.
But he had his drinking habit prior to that.
I said real major drinking habit.
Yeah.
So that was another issue. So he already felt pushed away by his family. His mom would always call him a freak anyway for wanting to mess with animals and like dissect them and taxiderm them.
I wonder how real though that one scene in the show was where she was like, you never wanted to be, you never include me in your taxidermy stuff. And then he's like, well,
I didn't think you wanted to do it. Of course I fucking did.
It's disgusting and all that stuff, but why would I want to do that? But you never involved me. And it was like,
that sounds about right.
That sounds about like a toxic person, how narcissists right there, how they would react.
And the fact that she went on to, they were trying to show her in a better light, saying, oh, well, she went on to help people. Fuck you. Help your son first, you piece of shit. You should never have abandoned him.
Well,
I'm saying, would he have become a serial killer had they not abandoned him? Who fucking knows? But there is a very high probability that if they had got him on the proper medications earlier in life, that none of this would have happened.
But then again, too, that's also the issue that his dad had, and I think that was accurate too. That
his dad kind of blew him off a lot. Blew him off.
That's not what I'm talking about at all.
Oh.
His mom being a pill popper while she was pregnant, and he was completely turned off to the idea that
of taking medications
and stuff like that, because he believed, especially back in the 50s and 60s and stuff like that, they really had no grasp on, okay, this stuff's working. No, it's like, no, here's a whole bunch of lithium or whatever it was, and we're
here's morphine while you're
here's
pregnant.
Morphine, here's Xanax and all this other shit, and we're just gonna go ahead and give it to you and hope it fixes you. But I mean, because that's one of those things where it's like hindsight's 2020, I guess. We say, could they have fixed him? Honestly, I think if they actually got him into the proper therapy, they might have been able to help the abandonment issues, which is directly related to him killing.
Yeah. So Susan says, with every part of me, I can't understand how a mother could abandon their child. Narcissistic whack jobs.
Just how they.
We were taught how to gut animals coming from a hunting family, and it didn't turn us into cannibals or killers. No, and that's the thing, is they were talking about how some of the knowledge of how he did try to get rid of the bodies did come from his training of taxidermy and stuff like that. It wasn't
so much,
but it's not the reason he was a killer.
No, it wasn't. It first of all, the one thing they actually did get accurate in there, Dahmer didn't like to kill. He didn't want to do that. He was a product killer. He wanted the bodies. He wanted to keep everybody. The thing though that his dad, the taxidermy stuff, did teach him is that you could preserve these parts forever and keep them. So he
kept attempting.
He kept a lot of it, because when they actually came in, the real life forensicists, when they came in, they said it was like dismantling a museum.
Yeah.
That's more like taking a museum apart and actually putting stuff away and stuff like that. Because that's how he kept things. Aside from the fucked up smell was actually coming from the body in his bathroom and the 55-gallon drum that he had of body parts. But other than that, everything that he cured, everything that he's kept wasn't smelling and stuff like that.
So I wanted to address this. I'm on the last episode of Dahmer. The Tony episode broke my heart because he was really looking for love. So there was a moment, and I don't know if you caught it, when they were meeting up and they were talking to each other, that I actually kind of smiled, because it was sweet in a weird way. Even though eventually I knew that he was one of the victims, it was this moment.
They did a good job of showing that scene, and mind you, everything that they probably got from that scene is either speculation or it came from Dahmer, which Dahmer didn't. He didn't embellish anything. He did tell the truth. They had everything accurate right there. But they did a good job of getting you to have sympathy for the scene and stuff like that, and actually
They did a great
have
job
an
with that.
understanding of what Dahmer was going through. And again, like one of the biggest complaints I actually do have is people complaining that you can't have empathy for this guy, but
Why not?
because they're trying to say, oh, it takes away from the victims. It doesn't take away from the victims if you actually try to learn what made Dahmer tick.
One thing, but
what made him do all this stuff, and to have real empathy is to put yourself in their shoes. You know, that's real empathy right there.
Raz says they did that to me with lithium as a child. Some crazy stuff.
Yeah, Raz is I think you're a year younger than me. Like, yeah, I remember back in the 90s, just kids being put on whatever meds like lithium just to see how it helped them and stuff like that. And 90% of the time they were fucking zombies.
I got stuck on Ritalin most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, that had to come from his abandonment issues. It did. His abandonment issues were causing him to look for friends. He never had friends growing up. He was in a home that they weren't physically abusing him, but they were verbally abusive to each other, and that carried over to him. Because it was stuff like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" In the midst of them fighting.
Yeah.
He'd walk in and kind of just stand there.
And it was more along the lines coming from his mother.
Yeah.
Too. It wasn't, the father was, what's his name? Lionel Dahmer. That was actually somewhat accurate, that he was he was indifferent. And, one of the things that probably would have helped Dahmer too, is that instead when you come home and you find out your son's been living by himself for 3 months because, you broke up with your wife and you moved on and you just had to pay child support and you're thinking he's being taken care of, instead of being like, hey, we're basically just trying to find you a place. It's like, no, you should have actually taken him in and went that route and be like, oh my God, we need to do what we can for you. But he didn't do that. He literally just was like, okay, we're gonna push you to the side over here and then push you to the side over here. And then you're gonna go get an army over here. And then when he gets out of the army because he was too drunk all the time, they actually give him an honorable discharge. That was accurate. They're like, well, we're gonna get you a hotel or whatever over here. Instead of actually bringing him into his life and actually trying to actually take care of him and find out what was going on with him. That was his father's problem.
One of the other parts was he was so afraid of hearing his son say, "Dad, I'm gay," that every time Dahmer would be like, "Hey, I've done some bad shit and I want to talk to you about it."
Well, I think
he would kind of like, "Oh, hey, look, we can get you into Ohio University."
I think some of the bad stuff he really wanted to talk about was
It wasn't about him being gay. It was about him killing.
No, it wasn't. He never wanted to say what he was doing, but it was about, it was his urges to kill, his whatnot. And if he actually had an outlet for that, to be able to say, hey, I'm feeling like I need to murder somebody here. And then it's like, okay, let's get you some help here.
And then they had him kill somebody in the show. They had him killing somebody that was not one of his victims.
Like Evan, what's his name? Evan Peters? Dean? No. Who plays Dahmer?
Oh, yeah, Evan Peters.
What are you playing with right now? Oh,
I was fixing this.
Evan Peters, we need you to go murder somebody right now. We got to make this as accurate as possible. He's like, I'm an actor. I can just pretend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ritalin was big back then, definitely. Yeah, he was lonely and wanted to be loved, and I guess I'm a weirdo because I kind of feel sad for him. I do feel sad for him.
There is nothing
on a level.
Okay, you can feel bad for the guy and still not
not agree with what he did.
Not agree with what he did. You can do this. It's the same thing with Kemper. I feel bad for Kemper. A lot of stuff could have been avoided if his mother treated him right. I mean,
oh yeah,
but
she became the target because of how she treated him.
He did everything wrong, and murdered his grandparents over her, murdered other women over her, and then ended up murdering her and gave himself up after a supposed 3-day chase, which wasn't going on. But it's sorry.
I'm listening.
No,
I said, yeah, you can still hold him accountable while feeling sad for him.
You can.
I feel sad that he didn't have a childhood at all.
I don't understand in the show too, like how they glorified his killer. That's the one thing I was like out there. I was like, his killer was a fucked up killer too. And they glorify him in the show.
Yeah. What about how they peppered John Wayne Gacy and how John Wayne Gacy was completely inaccurate? He never dressed up as Pogo while murdering somebody after luring them to his house.
No,
that didn't fucking happen.
It didn't happen one bit.
And yeah, I was like, well, this is going to be interesting.
They're taking liberties too in the show. We'll read that real fast and I'll get to my point.
But what caused it to spiral is very sad. Yes,
it is. They took extra liberties in the show to make it extremely woke.
But the interesting part is
it was already woke. You could have really told the story about how the police literally ignored everything.
The police ignored the area in general because it was prominently
low income. It was
African American,
people of color, and
gay. It was a very gay.
They go off on this.
I
don't know how to describe it. They go off on this other stuff. It was like it completely took away from the real story that happened there, and the real story was fucked up to begin with. And they kind of like show that in like a little bit here and there, and then they like go off about everything else, and it was fucking weird.
Well, considering they did bring up Geen and they did this little weird clip with Gacy, I'm guessing that she's hoping that she can get these.
I'm hoping
things.
I'm actually hoping.
Geen and
no, honestly, Tyler, I'm actually this sounds so bad. The next miniseries better be freaking Edmund Kemper or someone along those lines.
Yeah, the whole woke shit pissed me off. Almost makes me think that the whole reason that was made was
in the show again. The stuff that was going on in there was already an issue that they could have.
Can I clarify something?
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson did in fact get involved. He did in fact get involved, and he did cause more racial tension. He did, and Glenda Cleveland got involved with him. Not involved, but maybe, who knows. Got involved in the situation with him as well. I don't know that the police were calling from the police station to
there's no proof
to call and say horrible racist things to Conrac's family.
The one thing that was actually really, again, it was really fucked up is how the police ignored everything. They're like, it's not our problem. And then what they did with Conrac and basically just gave him back to Dahmer. It was like, you have a story right here you could actually, talk about, and you focus on all this other shit that literally, like, it's just bullshit. I'm sorry.
Albert Fish.
Albert Fish, yeah. Albert Fish would be a good one to actually.
What I find odd, Susan, is Helter Skelter was taken off reruns due to inaccuracies, but they still make these docudramas that are still inaccurate, just not Manson. Yeah. Watch Ryan Murphy. It will create other serial killer series. Or watch Ryan Murphy will create other serial killer series because of this.
I don't look.
It was a good show.
It wasn't okay. Dahmer
there were just aspects that pissed me off towards the end.
Episode 1 through 5 for me was actually good, and then 6 through 9 was
7 is where it really killed it for me.
Yeah, it got fucking terrible with that part, and then episode 10 is really, really good. I liked how they ended it. They were like, okay, they did do it justice here, and they actually showed it in proper light. He didn't.
He was fucking with people like
Dahmer
hey,
didn't. Dahmer.
This looks like a thumb.
He didn't do any of that.
No, he really did.
I don't think he did.
I was looking it up. He really did.
Oh well, but
He
Dahmer
really did.
didn't fight back when they killed him.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. He knew what he was. He knew it was coming, and that was that. He knew it was what he deserved, and
he felt he deserved it.
Yeah.
And when Gacy went to the chamber to die and said, "Kiss my ass," he was sitting there going, "You know, I asked for them to give me the death penalty. They wouldn't."
Well, they couldn't in the state because there was no death penalty in was it Wisconsin at the time?
Wisconsin.
I don't think it's so. I don't think they have a death penalty now.
I don't know. I don't know actually.
What are you doing right now?
Hey, why?
Oh, I thought you were playing with your thumbs right now. I was like,
it's below the camera. You don't have to mention it.
But I know we're gonna get flack over that, but they made it more woke than what it was, and the show, the issue was already woke enough. I mean, they had everything to really. They could have focused on the cops and how they did things so fucked up in Milwaukee at the time, and they focus a little bit on that, and then they go off on all this other shit. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Tyler Fleming says it. It was a great show. They just played the race thing heavy for their wokens. Now, and that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Dahmer was not racist at all. He
wasn't targeting these people.
He literally believed they were beautiful and wanted to keep them forever. And forever meant killing them.
In a really weird way, it was a compliment to them, but a compliment
no, it's a really
they probably
fucked up
shouldn't
compliment.
have had.
No.
But
he should never have done it,
listen,
but it happened.
Listen, let me speak for a second. It was his biggest compliment towards them, which I say that somewhat lightly because why would you want that compliment? He thought these people were beautiful, and then on top of it, his crippling loneliness was causing him to try to find a means,
and the abandonment issues mixed in with that.
Okay,
sorry.
He was trying to find a means of keeping these people around.
Yeah.
He was trying to get these people to stay with him. And his abandonment issues when Tony said, "I'll be back next week." And he came back for his keys.
And then again, we also don't know exactly what happened there.
I know.
But there was actually more than likely he just killed him right then and there, and that was that.
But there's aspects. Well, so in the show, when he says, "I'll be back next week," and he's like, "Okay," and he was doing well. And then Tony came back and he killed him.
Well, he came back and he's like, "Oh, I forgot my keys" or something like that, and I can't remember. But
did Dahmer have sex with all his victims beforehand, or was he kind of afraid of intimacy?
Dahmer was not afraid of intimacy. Dahmer was a control freak.
He was looking for intimacy, but he wanted pure control.
Dahmer,
which is why he did the drugging.
Well, it wasn't just that. He didn't like them to move at all. He wanted them to be dead. And he found out by drugging them and then killing them. He was a necrophile too. It went on for a while, and into the decomposition stage is that he was fooling around with these bodies, just like Ted Bundy. That's it's pretty fucked up, actually.
It really is. It really is. And that's the thing with this show. The reality is honestly so horrific. Why even go in and try to add these extra things that in the grand scheme are trivial? One thing I'd really do like, the end of the last episode, they do something that we like to do. Which was
they show the victims off.
All the victims.
Which is, and
a photo of each of them.
That's exactly how you're supposed to handle things. I mean, and I don't know. It's one of the things I had an issue with again, like, is all the people who are like, how can you have empathy? I know I keep saying it, but it's like, how can you have empathy for this guy? How can you do any of this stuff? It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys are all watching the true crime stuff. You're sitting there complaining about having empathy for this guy. If you really don't want to have anything feeling for this guy, why are you paying any attention?
These
to
are
any of this
probably the
stuff?
same people that think that Handmaid's Tale is really going to happen.
God, I fucking hate that show. I refuse to watch it.
I have no interest. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's okay, but no interest. The people who really got into it really turned me off on it.
The show itself turned me off on it. It's terrible.
So we need to run a commercial, guys. 25 minutes ago. We will be right back.
Well, gentlemen, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are today if we hadn't said to ourselves, just go, 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 go for it.
Final score for this film, we're going to give it 3 paws out of 4.
La Señora de la Santa Muerte, Spanish for Our Lady of the Holy Death.
Out now!
Oh, not sex and violence!
Hi everybody, I'm Akash,
And I'm pre-sexist Diamond.
and we are Roots Bleed Red on Psycho Bunny Death Cult.
Aha!
In fact, humans have a very long history of eating each other.
So lock your doors, turn out your lights, and join us for Ghoul Radio.
Hello, all you beautiful people out there. It's your boy Sloopy. And when I'm not guzzling down gallons and gallons of amazing ice cream, yes, oh, I love ice cream. Oh, hang on. I'm watching PBDC TV. Now, back to the show, all you beautiful people. And remember, stay nasty.
We need to get a fuck
Hey,
scurf.
Tia!
We need to get a fuck scurf face ad.
Hashtag fuck screwface.
Fuck scurf face.
I mean, look, if you're going to do that, can you at least spell shit right?
If you're gonna,
Proper grammar?
I mean, if you're gonna do that, can we at least get a, an ad out of it? I'm just kidding. We got paid.
The original 80s movie of Handmaid's Tale was great, but it's a dystopian movie. Which very much like Clockwork Orange and Walking Dead, and that's all. Yeah. I'll see if Crazy Boy will do it.
Please, Tyler. I'll play the shit out of it.
I need to buy that merch.
Before and after, if you know what I'm talking about.
I have we sell shirts that say cult member. We also sell shirts that say psychic and full of voodoo. So there you go. Because I got sick of saying we're not really a cult. No, fuck you guys, we're a cult.
I'll shit talk with the best of them.
Woo! I'll do an ad any day. Let's do this. Let's do this. Cool. All right.
I might have to move that fan. There's a buzz on here. Do you hear it?
Not at all.
Can you guys hear our fan on us? It got fucking hot in here.
Yeah, so looking at a bunch of stuff, according to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Is the Mill Waffle? Is that like the blue waffle?
I said Milwaukee.
Oh, I heard Mill Waffle.
Glinda's character is one of the biggest differences between the real life story and what happened in the Netflix series. Glinda is shown as living next door. What the hell? As living next door when, according to the site, she in fact lived in a completely different building to him. Glinda is said to have lived in the building next door, not the apartment. And actually it was across the street. Jeffrey Dahmer in real life had a neighbor named Pamela Bass who had a lot of run-ins with him. He went on the Jeffrey Dahmer files, or excuse me, she went on the Jeffrey Dahmer files and recalled one particular moment with Dahmer, which we see in the Netflix show of him offering her a meat sandwich. I lost somebody here. Yeah, no, nobody could hear the fan, just him.
What?
No, nobody could hear it.
I can't hear the fan. I just
he did offer her a meat sandwich. Meat sandwich.
Hey, you need a meat sandwich, and just him and three other guys.
Meat. I want to listen to some guar.
Goes over to our apartment complex across the way.
I want to listen to some guar now. Meat sandwich.
Maggots.
Maggots are falling like rain.
Hexus went to get a sandwich. A meat
sandwich.
Cock meat sandwich. Fucking Harold and Kumar.
Cock meat sandwich.
White Castle. The sequel is so good.
So, despite living in the adjacent building, it is true that Glinda was the person who got in contact with the police a lot regarding her concerns with Dahmer's behavior. She struggled to get anyone to take her seriously. The phone call that we see between Glinda and the police on the show is actually true. It was her who called the police after seeing Dahmer with Conrack sent the Sum phone, which was the 14-year-old victim whose brother had also had a run-in with him.
Last victim too.
No, it was not.
I thought it was.
No.
Or no, there was one after him, wasn't there?
There were a few after him.
Oh, okay.
After Jeffrey Dahmer was in prison, Glinda continued to live in the area and was labeled a heroine in her local community. She received multiple awards from women's groups and the Milwaukee Police Department for her role in the Dahmer case. She passed away at the age of 56, December 24th, 2010.
This is Susan brought it up. The inaccuracies take away from the victims.
It does.
And that right there took away from her fame seeking is what it was.
Yeah.
Look, you called the cops. We saw him with that one for Conrack, and they didn't do anything about it. But then I don't know. After that, why do you keep butting your nose in this? You literally lived in a house somewhere else, and for them, for the people of this show to actually take that and run with it, it's the only logical explanation for it is that what's her face, the Pam chick, the one who actually lived next door,
but she does interviews.
Then they did.
There's no real logical explanation.
They did a complete disservice to the victims right there because it's like, dude, you literally fame seeked, and you could have showed the only thing I can think of is that they didn't want to portray her as fame seeking, which is what she was doing.
I'm looking for the real Pamela Boss. That's her.
But and looks nothing like what's her face. Nothing like her.
That's Pamela Boss, not
Yeah.
not a.
No, I see that. But anyway, it just those parts of it, man. Those parts of it made it hard for me to watch the show.
It made it hard for me to finish the show, honestly, because the first part of the show I was really enjoying, and even though I understood that Glinda was not the neighbor, I was still kind of somewhat in it.
Yeah,
you know, because they did mesh Pamela and Glinda together,
which they didn't have to do.
They really didn't have to do that. They could have had 2 additional characters.
There's a million things in the show they didn't have to do, but they did it anyway, and that's what killed it for me. Evan Peters is what made me keep watching because he did such a good job as Dahmer.
So good. He's collecting serial killer roles.
What? He's not.
Yeah.
Other than playing what's his face from Hotel, the other ones were spree killers. They're different. He only played one. He's only played I can't think of his name in Hotel. That's it. And then what's the he's not from Monster House, whatever it's called. No, what's the first season called?
Okay, so Dahmer, we know that. Tate Langdon, who was basically supposed to be one of the guys from Columbine.
Here, I can barely hear you.
He was supposed to be the guys from Columbine.
Okay, but that's not a serial killer. That's a spree killer.
Okay, I get that. And then he plays James Patrick, who is basically H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he's only played 2 serial killers.
Kai Anderson, he's playing a cult leader, I believe.
Not a serial killer.
Yeah, he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
And then, but he does such a good job.
He does it. He's a good actor.
He's such a good actor. He really is.
He freaking killed it as Quicksilver, though. Like Quicksilver is my favorite role with him. He's so good as Quicksilver.
I just like his acting in general, and he's really about to get typecasted just because.
Oh, it's work.
He is typecasted.
Work is work.
He's so good at it.
He's already typecasted in the slasher movies and all that stuff.
I love
That's
it.
what he does.
I love it.
So
I love his acting. I think he's fantastic. Honestly, I was super bummed the day that I was down in the Orange Circle and I saw Sarah Paulson. And I was like, and then I saw Peter Evans from a distance. And I was like, what? It turned out they were filming part of American Horror Story in my normal hangout in Orange, near the Orange Circle, the Orange Circle. And they were walking down. I was like, oh, how can I be part of this? Can I literally just walk by?
All in all, though, it was Evan Peters saved it. If it wasn't for him, the show would have been fucking terrible.
Yes,
and he did such a good job as Jeffrey Dahmer and everything.
I loved him as H.H. Holmes. Welcome to the Hotel Cortez. I really there's another actor on that show that I really like. What is his?
Well, if you guys,
Dandy Mott. Who's the guy who plays Dandy Mott?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
one of the vampires?
No. No.
I have no idea what you're looking up right now.
I'm just doing it. Hold on. Ben
He's
Whitrook.
one of the vampires.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
Dandy.
he played Dandy in Freak Show.
Oh.
The one who was obsessed with Twisty.
I couldn't get into any of it. The only one that I really like of American Horror Story is Hotel. The rest of it I just couldn't get into.
I love Freak Show.
I couldn't get into it at all. It's just
you couldn't get into it. Big titted, 3-boobied woman.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. It's just it's not.
I loved that one with Jessica Lange.
I'm sorry. It just reminded me of the quote from Rob Zombie that we were watching the other day, where he's like,
Clowns are fucking pathetic.
That was like all these freaking meth clowns. You fucking praise Rob Zombie. It was like he doesn't like you guys.
Not only does he not like clowns,
he hates clowns.
He fucking hates clowns.
And he's like, I'm not afraid of them. They're fucking ridiculous.
No, he did say he had a fear.
No, that was when he was a kid.
But it came from trying to be held by Ronald McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Three boobs is great theme.
Wasn't that like one boob?
Total Recall was three boobs.
Oh, three boobs.
Yeah, but it didn't really work out. I don't know. It
was one silicone boob right there.
It was cool when I was a kid because three boobs.
Paper mache.
No, it was silicone. It was fake. It was straight up a silicone.
Of course, it was fake. If I said paper mache.
I mean, I saw a movie with Edward Penis hands, and it looked real.
Ronald McDonald is terrifying. Is horrifying. Yeah, that's why I have a shirt. I have a shirt with him on it, and it says "I want your soul" written in blood. And he's holding a sign. He has devil horns coming out.
But all in all, though, back to Dahmer. Dahmer was good because of Evan Peters. The first 5 episodes is really, really, or 5 episodes.
I would say 6.
No,
the 7th episode killed me.
The 7th episode and the 9th episode are meh. But you got to get through them to watch the last episodes are really, really good.
So the last episode, there's still some inconsistencies, such as why would this killer monologue so damn much? He didn't kill the other worker.
Monologuing?
He literally stopped to monologue and tell Dahmer his intent, basically.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking it was like Dahmer wasn't monologuing that.
No, not Dahmer, it was the killer. And he keeps trying to act like it was some altruistic thing.
Well,
that's
another part where they glorified it. It was like, oh yeah, he's doing a service in this community and all this stuff. It's like, no, dude, you're glorifying another killer and saying it's not right to glorify Dahmer or to even look at Dahmer or to even empathize with him. Is what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not glorifying any of these serial killers that we talk about.
But they glorify, I can't think of the guy's name who murdered him, but they glorified the shit out of him.
And you know what? He wanted to become famous for killing Dahmer. And he did.
No, he got stuck in the hole for 16 years because of it.
Yeah, and that was Milwaukee, the CO. That was
No, what's his face? The guy who killed Dahmer. I can't think of his name. But
I'm saying that was the guards, though, too.
Oh, yeah. They completely... The fact the CEO, and I understand what people say when it comes to Dahmer, that it's okay.
Because it was Dahmer.
It was Dahmer. He murdered people, but it's not okay for people. His death to society was how many 6 or 7 life terms?
900 years.
But that was his debt to society. His debt to society wasn't a CEO turning the back on him and bringing a guy in there who's going to murder him. That's not justice in any way, shape, or form. That's being a vigilante. Mm-hmm. And look, there's a lot of pedophiles and stuff like that I want to see fucking murdered. I don't care what anybody says. I kill them. But stuff like this, it's like, dude, you can't take justice into your hands. That's just law. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Yeah. What are you doing?
There we go. I was trying to point at it, and I was like, why can't I point?
But yeah, 2 wrongs don't make a right. It is what it is. Read it.
Christopher Scarver. There was a metal band where I'm from called Scarver.
Who is Christopher Scarver? I am trying to figure out who that is.
Calm down.
Oh, the guy.
The guy who killed him.
The guy who killed Dahmer. I'm like, who the hell is Christopher? That's who it was. I just had a freaking. I'm sorry.
Me too. Dahmer sings with the Oscar Mayer song. My Bologna has a first name is B-A-L-L-Y. My Bologna has a second name is Jim I-M-M-Y.
The band Macabre has a good song.
I like to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I say.
The band Macabre has a good song where they take Dahmer and they mix it in with the Oompa Loompa song, and it's so fucking good.
Yes, that's who killed him.
Yeah. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, Macabre has some funny fucking songs.
Well, Macabre does a good job of taking children's songs and stuff like that, like The Wheels on the Bus. And the
Wheels on the bug go round
Yeah.
and round.
Ted Bundy. They do a good job with all that stuff. It's so fucking good. So
All right, guys, we are at an hour and 12 minutes.
we just wanted to come in here and talk about Dahmer for a minute.
All right, so tomorrow, I will be interviewing Ravage on Chit Chat. Guys, I can't talk. My brain is still in a fog. I'm so sorry. And Thursday we are recording another episode of You Can't Sit With Us.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Friday. I don't know what we're going to cover. Sorry, we
the
weren't live this week.
Slender Man stabbing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what we're doing Friday. We're gonna get into the mythology behind the Slender Man, the tulpas, and what a tulpa is, and all that stuff. And then we're gonna talk about the Slender Man stabbing, which is what really happened. The girl actually survived it, but it's pretty fucking brutal. So.
Oh, you're on episode 3. Nice.
I mean, you can't spoil it because we already know what happens. But
out of all the jingles that help me spell, I can't spell baloney. Bologna.
Bologna. But Thursday night we're gonna be talking about Epstein.
Well,
actually,
not just Epstein.
No, Epstein's gonna be a big part of it. That's the.
It's actually Prince.
What are you?
Philip?
Well, Epstein and Prince Philip, but that's
Prince Andrew. Sorry,
Prince Andrew. There you go.
Epstein and Prince Andrew. That's gonna be what we're talking about on that one, and it's gonna kind of mesh together with a few more aspects of stuff that we were reading previously.
We're actually gonna try to. I think we're gonna put it on the P13 page too, along with the YouTube pages.
Maybe.
So, because we're trying to get you guys to go to our YouTube page.
Go check out our YouTube.
PBDC TV. Go check out PBDC TV. Like, share, follow, and smash the bell.
And then on Sunday we got more Mr. Ghoul.
Yep.
And again, Monday, Spooky Tales.
Spoople Tales. Are you okay?
Yeah, I was looking at a comment.
Sorry.
Calm down. So, last but not least, I do want to remind you guys about our costume contest. The voting should be taking place now on psychobunnydc.com, and it will continue through the 20th of October.
We are giving out
with the winner being announced on October.
We're giving
21st.
out 13,000 ruples. I don't know.
We are giving out candy. We are giving out basically a trick or treat box with some of our merch.
Shitty ass candy corn. I can't stand candy corn.
Jesus,
it's terrible.
Calm down. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks,
it's bedtime
Tyler.
For us too.
Yeah, it's bedtime for us too. We're gonna go to bed.
Yay! Yes.
It's 1 a.m. for you guys over in Alabama. Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are in the future.
Also, guys, go over to rootsbleedred.com and you can check out some of the folks we have coming up. We have some really cool ones. We have Jokey from Scurryface. We have Vice Versa coming up too.
That's gonna be a fun one.
October 19th. We have Father Evil coming up as well. That's going to be really fun. We have JD Daniels and Smiley from Scurryface as well coming on it.
There's a trend here.
So that's going to be really fun. I'm so excited. And a few more that you're just going to have to find out. Go to rootsbleedred.com and you can actually look at who's coming up.
Also, go check out psychobunnydethcult.com.
Yeah,
the main one.
Well, there's a link to the sister page in there. It says sister page. You click on it, takes you on over there. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We really enjoyed this. I didn't expect this to go as long as it did.
That's what she said.
So we're gonna go to commercials and then straight into the bye-byes.
To the bye-bye.
this is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the...
The bunnies of chaos are coming for you. The bunnies of chaos are coming for you.
Good morning.
I know that the world